The best way to cheer yourself up is to cheer somebody else up. Hey there, how's it going, you guys? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So, what are we looking at today with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? We got some green going on. Not a whole lot, but hey, you never know. Hopefully, it'll continue to go to the upside. Hopefully, we'll get Bitcoin on the other side of $4,000 maybe this afternoon, this evening. Fingers crossed. But hey, you never know. Cryptocurrency is a crazy place. But once again, you guys know I'm here for fundamental reasons. And so is my co-host, Samantha, over there.
Good morning, everyone.
So how are you guys doing today? I mean, you guys, how are you doing, Samantha? And of course, how are you guys doing? As always, let us know that you're here. Comment in the chat because that's what Samantha's main job is around here.
It is. It is.
So once again, we're going to try to see if we can get it down to that 30-minute mark. Last night, we were only over by 10 minutes. And once again, my research shows people do not like to watch YouTube videos over 30 minutes. We're trying to make a big push around here as always because I keep hearing there's new people out there. So as always, hit that thumbs up, share this video out, and we'll go ahead and pull up a screen share and see if we can't go ahead and take a look at Coin Paprika, see what we got going on in the market. We got a little bit of news to go over today, see if we can incite some sort of a conversation in the chat. And then, as always, I'm providing free services through my Twitter and my email at eugeneforrest20@gmail.com. All right. So what are we looking at here? As I said, we got some green going on, looking at a Bitcoin price of $3,965.51. That's up 0.78%, which is quite nice. As we're looking at a BTC dominance coming in at 51.52, and we have the overall market cap at $134 billion, up 1.24%. Ethereum at $138, almost a 0.5% gain in the last hour. As you can see, we're starting to see some movements here. All right. And up 0.33, looking at a 3.18% gain in the last 7 days. We still got Litecoin up another 2.6% in the last 24 hours, as we're looking at a 19.7% gain in the last 7 days. I mean, everything is looking really nice. But I mean, hey, that's what happens at the bottom of the bear market, right? Let's get down here and take a look at Steam, trying to speed along through this stuff. And we got Steam, look at that, coming in at 45.1 cents. It's down 1.33%, but still holding a 16.25% gain on the week. Look at that Engine coin there with a 187.81% gain on the week and a 25.99% gain on the 24 hours. That definitely catches your attention right there. It's been a long time since we've seen numbers like that in the cryptocurrency space. I remember when we used to see Popcoin shoot up around 200%, around 420. Right about now is the time when you start accumulating it. All right. Let's see if we can cut this down a little bit shorter. But as always, we're a nonprofit organization. We don't put any of the money back into our pocket that comes in from the super chats, through the tally fund, through the donations, through the lightning tipping me on Twitter. Any of that stuff, it goes back into spreading Bitcoin awareness. We like to get out to EDM festivals and pass out Bitcoin flyers, as long as everything it takes to keep this channel up and going, which, you know, cameras and wires and all that stuff and microphones are not cheap.
We just changed the wire again today, people. This stuff is getting stupid.
You can't buy the cheap ones, apparently.
The first year, we went through 3 laptops.
All right. So, as you can see here, we're trying to raise $900. We still got a little ways to go as we're trying to get off to our third event passing out flyers. We got 73 days. I mean, I think we'll make it. Yeah, we're usually asking for about the same amount of money, and you guys usually come through. But tried and true, we're going to stay here and continue bringing you guys our service and supporting Bitcoin, because it doesn't have a marketing department. So we all got to get out there and do our part and take part in this carbon offset situation, possibly.
Yeah, this time we're definitely going to have to switch the flyers. I don't think Vistaprint's going to let us use a promotional for like a third something.
All right. Looks like we got some people in the chat here with us today. That is absolutely fantastic, you guys. It makes me not feel like such a crazy person living out here in the woods with all my birds and everything, talking about this magical internet currency that is going to topple governments and change the world and maybe help make everybody a little bit more equal as we move into the future.
I hope so. I mean, that is the end goal. Okay.
I mean,
cat came out of nowhere.
I don't know. I mean, I guess, you know, we're lucky, right? We were born here in America.
Yeah.
So we instantly have a lot of rights and pretty much more monetary freedom than people that are born in a lot of other places in the world. And we take it for granted. Of course, you know, that's human nature to take stuff like that for granted. But I don't know, as I get older, I do realize that there are a lot of people out there. Everyone likes to point to Venezuela, but there's a lot of other places too, right? You can look at a lot of places where the refugee camps are, and you can look at a lot of Latin America, and you can look over towards the Asian countries
And
that
the
aren't doing that well, and
countries.
Africa. So, what is the point in all of this? The point is that money is used to control the population. Only a few select people have a lot of money, where they don't have to be concerned with those daily struggles of feeding themselves or a place to live. And as you go down the tier, there's a lot more people on the bottom that don't really have a voice and aren't seen and aren't spoken about, that have trouble feeding themselves. And there's no real reason for that. This is we're 2019. We can produce enough food to feed the world. It's just that maybe we need to stop looking at some of the directions that we're going and stop making everything so politically correct and just start working towards making everyone equal, because we all are, right? We're all living, breathing people that feel.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how the U.S. got to be the one that was on top and got all the rules. Like, but they did. And I mean, yes, it took.
How many people went out there and dropped the nuke?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's kind of the big flex. All right, but what's going on in the chat? Who do we got as we move on into some of this news? Trying to wrap this up in 30 minutes, Sam.
Okay, well, we're only 7 in. So,
all right.
Okay. Andy Anderson is here. He says, hi, everybody.
Andy, my
Rafterman is here. He says, morning, people. Crypto shrugged. There is here. Good morning.
Buddy.
Good morning.
I seen your email. I will get back with you.
Yes, we will figure something out. Satoshis, is it? Bitcoin.
Somebody new.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
ENOS. I have never, or no, XNOS. XNOS.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
That's a ticker symbol?
I'm going to go with that, yes. He says best performing DAG cryptocurrency.
Possibly.
I've never heard.
There's a lot of altcoins out there. There's a lot of good emerging markets, trying to find ways, especially with those gaming. It does seem like wax and things like that are really.
I mean, I know I'm not a gamer and I could care less, but I do see, like, I don't know. I do see, because our kid watches that crap and our kid is in, yeah.
I'm tired of spending the money over and over again every time he switches games.
Yes.
I would like to spend the money once at his birthday or Christmas and then him be able to roll it over all year long, because he switches a game a month.
Yeah. I just sold my stuff into this, and when I get in the new game, I just, bought my other crap. Like, yes, because that never happened. That's not how it works.
So,
James Benhart is here. He says news Putin put legislation for Russia to be crypto ready by July 1st.
Ooh.
So maybe him stating that Russia buying 100 mil a month is true.
Possibly. We keep hearing stuff about Russia moving and closer to cryptocurrency. I mean, there's been talks for 2 years now about Putin and talking with Vitalik and them collecting cryptocurrency and then him pushing for regulation. And I mean, it's going to be the way of the future. And of course, we always talk about the countries that adopt it first and have friendly regulation and start embracing it are going to come out on top. So the ones that want to slow it up, like India, it's going to hurt them in the long run. But see, the problem is that people like North Korea sitting on 500 mil right now that we at least know of.
All the hoarders.
Really, I mean, you can't stop a decentralized system.
Our Rafterman gave us $1 super chat.
Our buddy, thank you for contributing to those flyers. It's great. We're constantly trying to stay in motion. Right now, I guess we're looking like it's every 3 months. So we want to try to do 4 a year. So after we get this year done with doing 4, maybe next year we can try to see about, I would like to start incorporating more people to actually come and pass out flyers with us to the event.
Yeah, it's kind of like
actually paying for a permit or getting a vending booth or something. So there could be more dialogue and potentially the possibility of handing crypto out. But of course, we all have to grow. So, growing pains and all of that. And we're doing the best we can with our grassroots movements of at least printing the flyers with the QR codes needed to get people in touch with the tools needed to get them going on Bitcoin and connected with Andreas Antonopoulos and avoiding the scams.
It's not going to be the Bitcoin cruise, but kind of like that. Like everybody, like we all meet up and we all hand out flyers. It'll be fun.
So we're looking at eToro, right?
Yeah.
We keep talking about that onboarding from fiat into cryptocurrency was a big problem, especially when everybody was trying to get on board, and might have had something to do with the downfall from the 20K, right? That
yes, how nobody could get
they
in.
FOMO'd in, and then they had to do KYC, and nobody could handle the onboarding number. So by the time they actually got their KYC and approved and went to go get on board, the prices were starting to fall, and then they were starting to get underwater with the first bit they bought, and they just continued to tank downward.
Temporarily suspended, able to get in. I mean, killed everyone.
You know, whether or not that's true, possibly hindsight's 2020 when it comes to these things. But eToro is now opening up their own platform in at least 32 U.S. states. I'm sure New York's not one of them. I'm sorry, Paul. But
I know.
I mean, it's great, right? The more on-ramp avenues, the better, because then there's no bottleneck. You know, you go to Coinbase, you go to Gemini, you go to a million different exchanges now, Binance, everywhere else, taking credit card, debit cards, wire transfers. I mean, there's a lot of in-person places now where they'll do over-the-counter exchanges for small bits of Bitcoin. They charge a premium. You know, it's like 10 to 12 to 15%.
Yeah, and you're still having to do the know your customer stuff, like through almost everything. But I mean, that is.
I mean, there will be a point in the future where it's just going to be like you're just going to call your buddy, and at that point, you know, that's when it's going to be something. It's going to be something to be on everyone's mind.
I know. I want to know what 32 states it is. I mean, and we did try to look, and we could not find, like, for sure. But, I mean, yes, obviously, New York is not going to be one. I mean, there's a few that aren't ever anything.
Well, I'm sure Colorado's one of them. Because, hey, in the next story, we're looking at Colorado is joining the fight to help with regulation that's going to help these, you know, blockchains get adopted, get development, find a home, right? They got, of course, everybody's got numbers and letters. SB 19-023. So some law, some bill, some regulation, something where the man pounds the gavel and says, hey, you can do that. Well, they're talking about having tokens and not necessarily classifying them as securities, as we keep hearing about.
I mean, they're going the way of Wyoming, like you said, which is, it's good. It's good because we need more places that actually don't have harsh regulations on it. I mean,
it's nice here in the United States that there are 51 states.
And that somehow it's like we're all together, but you get to do your own stuff.
Because when you see the divide, like, I mean, the best example that's been being used for years now is the marijuana fight. You know, the medical cannabis and the recreational. You know, you're seeing states go for medical, you're seeing some states go for recreational, you're seeing some states not go for all. But it's actually going to end up pushing, the more that we get states on board for the medical, it'll push the federal government to have to accept medical.
Yeah.
And then as we see more states come on board with recreational, we're going to have to see them come on board federally with recreational.
Yeah, like, remember, like, it was right before we were born, like in the 70s, but states for alcohol and cigarettes were different ages.
Yes.
And I mean, and then, yes, eventually we unanimously made it all the same age. But I mean, it's going to be the same kind of thing for a while. Come over to, you know, blah, blah, blah. We like your crypto, or we like your, you know, underage drinking. I mean, that is what's going to be like the incentive.
Right. I don't know. It seems like human nature has always been, you know, the way that it is. We always go in cycles. You can't break the human habit. And of course, here we are into the next set of things. And we're going to have a few states that are pro. We're going to have a few states like New York that are against. We'll have some states that stay neutral. And then eventually more will join on each side, and the federal government will have to come up with a perfect stance on where they stand.
Yeah. It'll force the hand of, oh, no, we're going to have to make it, yes. Because everybody in Idaho, like, there's, you know, the population has tripled because they have friendly regulations and laws.
Well, I mean, Colorado's pro everything. So.
I know, right? They do have it a lot.
I just wish they were warm, or else I'd be all about heading out to Colorado, but no.
It is, I mean, yes. It is supposed to be beautiful, but cold and mountainous and whatnot. So I
could do the mountains, but forget that cold.
I know, right?
All right. Anything in the chat, Samantha? Because I got one last thing that we're going to talk about, and that's OneCoin. Then we'll go through some end credits, wrap this all up.
We're only at the 15-minute mark. We might actually, like,
really
make this.
Hey, well, we got things to do today. Bike week starts today.
All right. BTC Moon Guy says, rock on. Green day for hodlers. It is.
It is. It's nice. It's Good day.
JA is here. He says morning.
Morning.
Crypto Kermit says crypto. Yo, every else. Wait, everywhere else in the wait. Okay, every else in the world, a state is a country.
Yes. Yes, like if we were anywhere else, if we were in Europe, if we were in the UK,
Yeah, like
each one of the states would be a separate country.
Yes, I don't actually know all of the Europe states. Kind of hate when you throw in Europe. You like Europe, and I am like horrible with it. I'm like, so there's like London, right? That's England. I don't know any of the other stuff. I know, it's bad. And England's its own island, so it's like that's not even like I don't know, dude.
I did a history major for high school.
Yeah, you also
did. A long time ago.
You also did the London stuff. I don't know. You do like the Europe. Okay.
Yes, I've done a little traveling, right? Been to London, been to Hong Kong, been to Canada, been to Mexico.
Yeah, I've never done Canada. We did Mexico, but it was literally like just the town across the borderness. Like for the day, it was not. My parents didn't let me eat any food or drink any water because, that's not okay. James Van Hart says, Irish coffee has whiskey with whipped topper. Oh, my Lord, we are not drinking Irish coffee today.
Oh, no, we got too much to do today. Too far to go.
Yeah, sadly. But also, I don't know.
It's a nice day. I'm excited.
It is a nice day. Crypto Corbett says, as always, I shared this on Twitter. Hopefully, all viewers do the same. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Yes, of course. Hitting the thumbs up. If you're watching this and it's later, not the live, comment down below. Those things help YouTube, put this out because we are a fringe channel. It's hard for people to find us. And that's okay. It keeps the community small. It keeps the scammers away. But at the same time, we do have a good service here. If you're new into cryptocurrency and you're not looking for financial advice like what to buy, this, that, and the other, and you're looking to, where do I buy crypto? How do I store it without getting it ripped off? What are private keys? All that stuff that it took you probably almost 6 months to a year to learn when you first got into Bitcoin and crypto, when you probably got ripped off because like 90% of us in the space have gotten ripped off at some point or another. I'm here to help people with that because that leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It turns people away from crypto. And it's denying them the opportunity to have financial freedom to be able to enjoy life, not only for themselves, but for their families. Because these are such early days, you technically could gain generational wealth.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, like, that's what our goal is retirement. I mean, it is early enough that you really could be sitting fat.
I mean, I love my kid, but you can tell he's a millennial. And I do feel like there's going to be some responsibility maybe to have to take care of him probably into his mid-20s. I don't see him doing like I did and going out and fending for his own.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Me and Eugene both had similar stuff. We were voluntarily forced out of our houses at a young age. So, I mean, as a teenager and actually having to live and find places and have jobs, our child has never had that as an issue, and you can really tell, which I don't know. It's good and it's bad. I mean, I guess we're loving parents and whatnot, but yes, he does not have a lot of motivation to do.
Spare the rod and spoil the child.
Yeah. I mean, he does have a kind of job and, kind of things, but in the real grass,
All right. So we got OneCoin out there. They went ahead. The U.S. arrested the OneCoin leader. They had his name. There's no way I was going to be able to pronounce it. You guys can look it up if you really want to know what it was. They went ahead and they arrested him on a wire fraud conspiracy charges. I mean, there's a couple other things, but pretty much we all know what OneCoin is, right? It was that big Ponzi multi-level marketing thing. It started off in 2014. It was big. I mean, it got real big. I mean, we've seen the price in the coin jump from 36 cents up to like $33 during the pump.
That is a lot, yes.
We've seen that between 2014 and 2016, they made $3.7 billion in this multi-level marketing pyramid scheme.
That is a lot.
The guy's sister was also arrested a little ways back as being part of this on some money laundering charges and stuff. But of course, she made bail. She took off on the lam. They don't really know where she is. But this has been an ongoing thing. And it's like, why you bring this up, Eugene? We all know what OneCoin is. We're not going to get sucked into this scam. The point is a little different. It's the fact that the long arm of the law is long, right? They're going to go backwards. So it's like right now, people keep talking about securities and tokens and ERC-20. and they're kind of letting it slide right now, right? But we've seen the warning, right? We've seen everybody come out and say, hey, you really can't be doing this. If you're,
Yeah.
give us the Howie laws and all these other things.
I mean, BitConnect, the OneCoin,
Mhm.
there's quite a few that they have found, and they are now trying or have prosecuted.
So it makes you understand that, hey, there's a lot of scams in the space between all of the stuff that's gone up and the government having to shut these people down, and that they've made billions and billions of dollars doing it. But at the same time, it also, you need to keep your eyes focused on not getting wrapped up in these things. I'm sure that Nick or Trevon James or Craig Grant, I wish they had nothing to do with BitConnects now, because I'm sure they don't really have that money now.
And no matter how much money they really did make,
it's
how much is your freedom? Yes.
Right. And what is their name worth? Mm-hmm. I mean, to me, and to a lot of you guys, it's trash. They'll never have you a reputation.
It is here. Like the ICO, you just want to laugh as it's being said. It's like, yeah.
And I mean, that's one thing I've noticed, and I've wanted to have since day one, is I've always wanted to have a good cryptocurrency reputation. That's why at the very beginning of every single episode, I tell you my full name. I tell you and I let you see who I am. That's why we're not doing a screen share. I could be hiding behind the screen. I may not have the best looking mug, but you know who I am.
Right? And you see him out in public, you'll know.
Because I'm out here telling you over and over again, even until I'm bored of it on some occasions, because it does feel like private keys, don't touch the exchanges. Back when BitConnects, watch out. You get tired of saying it, but at the same time, I will continue to keep saying it if that's what it takes, because I am here for Bitcoin. I am here for the big purpose. I am here to fight in the revolution. Something needs to be done, and I want to take part in it. I'm not going to sit here and put on the blinders and go eat the Big Macs and wear the Ralph Lauren or whatever and try to impress everybody else around me as I become part of the problem and not part of the solution.
Yes, we literally have no idea what's cool anymore. I mean,
yes,
like,
as I talk,
as they're trying to pull out, it's like, whatever. I mean,
I've been wearing the same 4 Bitcoin t-shirts for a year now, it seems like. And you guys bought them for me.
I try not to wear mine except like very relevant, because they only have one, and I need it to be pretty and pristine for as long as possible.
You should have seen her last night, though. She was looking at these feather shoulder things for the next festival, because she's going for 2 outfits. One Bitcoin, one non-Bitcoin.
It was like some intense shoulder pad armor feather thing.
Oh, I think you're starting to enjoy it too much, Samantha.
Oh.
I can't wait till we get to the point where we have other people going with us. I mean, it's always been me and you. We always have a good time, or at least we try. I just want other people to come have a good time with us. I mean, when you're out there and what other revolution do you party to enjoy?
Right. All right.
I know I'm not getting shot or maced. That's for sure.
That is always good too. I mean, no one likes a hardcore riot. Okay. BTC Moon Guy says front row seat. Crypto Culprit says it's been minus 20 plus here for more than a month. So brutal. What a crap winter. Oh yeah, no. Minus any. No. Okay. Truth Monster is now here. He says, sup, freedom fighters.
Awesome. Thanks for coming out, buddy.
And Josh says Ralph Lauren is so 90s. I know. I told you.
No.
And
and
our Raptorvid says that he has no reputation. I was in BitConnects. No. See, that's the other thing. You can come back. It is not that.
I mean,
everybody makes mistakes.
You guys can go back and see my.
Oh my God!
I participated in Genesis
mining.
Cloud mining.
Yep.
That didn't work out really.
Oh Lord, no. Had affiliation codes. Yep.
But it didn't work out for a lot of people. So what can I say? It was early days. They were scams. They suckered me in a little bit too. I mean, it kind of worked out on my behalf. I feel bad about the fact that I put out my affiliation code and that some people bought too much.
Yes, and I mean
it seemed good at the time. I got suckered like everyone else, but let me tell you, I wouldn't fall for it again.
Yeah, because we've looked at other stuff and it's like, no, any of that has an affiliation,
I've given up on
any
the
of that.
Of mining. I've tried as far as going and doing it myself here at home, from ASICs to GPU to CPU and cloud mining. And let me tell you that if you don't have a bunch of overhead to invest in this stuff and capital to make sure that you keep it up and running, that your profit margins are really slim.
Yeah.
So you're better off just buying some Bitcoin and holding it, because the money that you were put in this, I mean, if you lose, I mean, you still, one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. You'll still have your Bitcoin unless you run into hard times and sell it at a loss.
Yeah, I mean, Eugene, he was trying to, yes, anything and everything. I mean, our phones tried to mine things, like everything we were trying. And in the end, it is like, nope, just buy it and hold it. It'll be more than what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Hundreds of dollars aren't going to make the difference. You have to be talking tens of thousands in order to be profitable.
Right? I mean, hardcore mining. All right. Truth Monster says, it was so cold in California, I had to roll up the windows in my car. Oh my God, I know that's cold. See, we feel you. That is cold. Like, no air.
So where are we at, Samantha? Are we hitting that half-hour mark?
3 minutes till.
3 minutes till. Of course, you guys, I won't cut it short if you guys want to conversate something, but you better go ahead and put it in the chat right now, because we're going to start shutting this down. As always, I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to make a nice rounded conversation about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So, hey, the show's ending this time, but of course we'll be here tomorrow for a brunch episode. Yep. You can always go ahead, get in the chat. We can skip all this news and we can talk about whatever you want. I just bring up the news because it kind of, gives us a little something to start the conversation off with.
Yeah, and some people don't hear the funky news.
The big thing about Bitcoin is that it's peer-to-peer. And we got to talk. I mean, you can't let all the news sway you, because we've seen CNBC is wrong 90% of the time. If you do the exact opposite of what they said, you would have made money. We've seen that supposedly, the guy that bought Mt. Gox, supposedly.
Brock Pierce?
Yeah, Brock Pierce has supposedly been paying, small news media publications to talk about him and his stuff.
Favorably.
Right, to try to incentivize the market in a certain direction, and possibly to incentivize bigger news channels to pick it up and sway the market even further. So you can't let the news, do what it does. You have to do your due diligence. You have to study the cryptocurrency that you care about. You have to understand its network effect and why it has value. And just like everything else in life, you got to have a little faith, and that what you're seeing and what you're believing, other people will catch on to. Or just give them time.
It's not faith, people, just some optimism. I mean,
I guess I need a thesaurus so I could find other words for this.
I mean, I have faith. It's just, yes.
I mean, you can tell my father
my
father likes to preach by the way that I talk about these things, because the words I always refer to are more like preachy biblical words. And it's like, it's just how I was spoken to. And it's like, for once, I actually really care about something in the way that my father cared about religion. And I said, I care about Bitcoin, and I care about passing it on to these people because it'll change their lives.
Yeah, but I mean, and people that believe in, that's the end goal too, is that you just want other people to know about how awesome this is.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they're kind of, they're running parallel to each other. I mean, I do understand.
I'm a little more right here and now in this world, but I'm down the road in the future of this world.
Okay. Andy Anderson says, yeah, just buy Bitcoin. I know. And then Crypto Covert says, I like the way you talk that way, Eugene. I was brought up like that too. Yeah.
A lot of us were, because you know what? A lot of us are we're all about the same. We're about the same age. We have the same social media influences, a lot of the same troubles and struggles.
The real point is that we're all the same.
That's why we all need to be equal.
We all have common ground. Every single human being on this planet, you can find commonalities with. We're not that different.
I mean, that's why peace summits have worked for so many years.
And we are at 10:30, sir.
All right, you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming out here and joining us for a nice brunch episode of Bitcoin and Coffee as we continue to fight in the revolution and spread Bitcoin awareness. As always, we request that you guys give a couple dollars to the Tally Fund. We think of it as a lot as a carbon offset. It's hard to be able to get out there and actually do something to help spread the word of Bitcoin yourself. But of course, Bitcoin has no marketing department, so we all have to give a little of ourselves to help make it happening. A couple dollars there helps us put feet on the ground. just like buying carbon offsets do. All right. Besides all of that, I got tools, links, and affiliation codes listed down below. I'm also on a few other social media platforms. If you'd come over and join them and give me the thumbs up, that's great. If you go ahead and join them and start posting, you'll probably start making some cryptocurrency. And I mean, that's amazing too. You never know what the stuff's going to be worth in the future. We've seen the price of Steam get up there. Tribes never even had the opportunity. Mine's been picking up a little bit in price. I just don't have a lot, so I don't really pay too much attention to it. And I mean, there's probably 10 or 20 more that I'm not even part of.
Oh, right? I know. I mean, we gave up on the lit and stuff like that, but oh God, yeah.
I mean, and you're posting to Facebook, you're posting to Twitter. It doesn't really do you any good, right? It just puts more commercials in your face unless you're using the Brave browser, right?
Which you also get tokens if you do. So, you know, hey. Saying.
Right? I mean, the world is getting tokenized for us, especially those of us that are getting involved with it. So, as always, you guys, take care of each other. Have a great day. Keep your BTC safe and love one another.
Bye, guys.
Later.